Hello Galactic Imperial Rulers and wannabe rulers, and welcome to Idiotic Ultimara Tutorials Galactic Civilizations 3. In this series I will be doing short tutorials on how to use certain aspects of this game. In this episode I shall be talking about how to manage your shipyards. First, to get into a shipyard, to manage a shipyard, you either have to double click it, like that, or click on the shipyard and click Manage. From here, we can see quite a few different options from the left hand side and from the right hand side. First, up here on the left hand side, we have all the ships that we can build. We can either choose between core, computer generated designs, or user created designs that you yourself have created. For this race design. Below this we have the designer button, which is discussed in another tutorial. Beside this, to the right hand side of this, we have the shutdown button. This shuts the whole entire shipyard down, so it will not bother you unless you want it to do anything again. To resume the shipyard, just press resume and it will start building again. Below this we have the planetary sponsors. This shows you how many planets are currently sponsoring this shipyard, or if you want another word for sponsoring, assisting, helping manufacture ships, whatever. At the top of here, right underneath planetary sponsors, we see the primary sponsor. This is the sponsor that you set first on the sponsor list, and right now it is Richie James 1. Below this we see how many planets are actually sponsoring this workshop or providing it with hammers. At the moment it is 1. You can have a maximum of 5 planets supporting one shipyard. Right below this, it tells you how much manufacturing per turn you're receiving from all of the planets together. If we click the Edit Sponsors button, underneath all of these little stats, we come to this screen here. And in this screen you can edit your sponsors. Go figure. This is pretty much just editing who helps this shipyard. And right now, as you can see, the current sponsors are only Richie James. Right now we also have no available planets, but this does increase dramatically. Well, this gets increased by how many planets you have. Please note that new planets are not automatically designed as sponsors. So you must go into here, edit sponsor button, to allow brand new planets to help produce sponsors. Yes, help produce ships. I will show you what I mean. Here we have the brand new planet that I just colonized off screen, called Kona. It was automatically designed. Sorry, I messed that one up. Planets within the same solar system are automatically assigned. Planets with the solar system are not. Sorry, that was my mistake. But yeah, again, it is always best to, every time you create a new planet, either build a new shipyard or go into your shipyards and assign new planets. So to assign, you click on available planet, whatever available planet there is, and click assign. From here we can see each planet has certain stats. First we have the hammers. This is how many hammers this planet is providing to this shipyard compared to how many hammers it actually produces. This can be changed through the social slider on your governed section of either the planet or the Empire stage. But beside this, we have distance from the shipyard. The distance of the planet determines how many hammers the planet can actually provide to the shipyard. The further away a planet, the more hammers get lost through to degradation over transit. It only happens at a certain distance, but it dramatically changes the further away. See, distance decay. The further away you are from a shipyard, the much higher degradation it has, or decay. It can get to 100% if your shipyard is too far away from your planet, or your planet is too far away from your shipyard. There is, however, a trait called engineer in the Civilizations screen. I will discuss that in another tutorial, but that allows you to completely ignore distance decay. Anyway, after distance, we have how many hammers are actually being provided to this shipyard from the planet. Green means that it's providing 100% of its available manufacturing or hammers to this shipyard. If it becomes white, it is no longer providing 100%, and it's being changed due to distance decay. You'll see once you have multiple planets, hovering over this will tell you how many hammers and how many hammers it's losing because of distance. Anyway, now that we've seen this part, let us look at the manufacturing queue. Or actually below edit sponsors first, we have decommission. Decommission destroys this shipyard. Doesn't give you any money, just destroys it. Only useful if you misbuild a shipyard, or you really find a shipyard is completely useless now. On the right hand side here, you can see the manufacturing queue. This allows us to see what ships we're currently building at the top, and what ships we have ready to be built after each individual ship is finished. Currently, as you can see, we have none. Let's change that, shall we? Let's double click Colony Spammer to add it to the queue. Let's add another one, shall we? So that's 2 colony spammers in this queue. Now we can see we have 2, of course. Now let's add a core design to change this up a little bit so that you can see that we don't only have colony spammers here. Let's add a worm. There we are. Now in this queue we have 2 colony spammers and 1 worm in the manufacturing queue. Now if we go back to here, we can select each of these in whatever fashion we want. And if you look to the top right hand side of this window, you can see a few little options. The first option of which is the up arrow. Up arrow basically just increases where a ship will be built, or when a ship will be built. So let's move the worm to the top. The down arrow does the opposite. Reduces the priority of a ship, as you can see, as I'm doing here. Next, we have the copy, or copy pasta, if you want to go by our computer terms. This just copies the design and makes another one, instead of double clicking every time. Just click on one, add it. There you go. Beside this, we have update design. I will show you what this does in 1 second. So here you can see I have designed a brand new colony spammer, a colony spammer Mark II. I have introduced hyperdrive, or I allow it to move further from 1 to 2 spaces per turn. let's see what this button does then. Oh, colony spammer. Update design deleted. We'll update this design to a colony spammer Mark II, like so. This will add your existing designs that you are currently building or have in the manufacturing queue to a Mark II. Please note, however, that the top one will not allow you to change design. So how to fix that? All you do is move it down one, update design, and then move it back up, if you don't want to lose any production time on the ones that you're currently building. Lastly, at the very last section of here, we have repeat. The repeat button will always move whatever ship you're currently repeating to the very bottom of the list, like so. The repeat button means that this shipyard will always build this ship until you tell it otherwise. It is great for when you either want to build multiples of the same ship without going back to the shipyard. For example, transports during war, bombers during war, or even constructors. I use the repeat button for constructors because constructors can be a pain. So yeah, that's the manufacturing queue, top part anyway. Under this under the queue, we have the cancel, buy, and build button. Cancel allows you to cancel a design that you're building. Buy allows you to spend your credits to instantly buy whatever it is you're building, like so. Next turn, we shall get a colony spammer Mark II for only 750 credits or whatever it was. You can only do one per turn. Lastly, we have build. Instead of double clicking on a ship, you can click build. I like to double click. It's faster for me. And yeah, so that's the shipyard. And to leave the shipyard, press done. There we are. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it stretched on a little bit. I of course shall be releasing more of these over time. And again, if you ever want a certain aspect of this game discussed, I will gladly make a tutorial for you and release it. Have fun everyone, and I will see you next time. Goodbye and good luck on your galactic adventures.